Take the Lincoln Tunnel through Weehawken, through Secaucus, across the Hackensack River, and you'll arrive, as we have, at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey. Today, it's the opener of a new NFL season between the Baltimore Ravens and the New York Jets. Justin Tucker set to boom this one away, and off we go from MetLife Stadium. And no run back on this one, so the new season will begin at the 25-yard line. They'll start on the ground. Hall. And he's going to get a good gain of 9 here up to the 34. You often say that sort of opens the playbook now, second and short. What do you think, early shot here?
I like where you're going. Obviously, we've been together for a while because you know me. I want to take that shot early and loosen things up.
The previous run, good for 9. Here's second and a yard. Now Wilson. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Wilson. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Wilson to Wilson there. Zach to Garrett for a Jet first down.
Well, partner, that's the start that you want right there. And you know he spent the entire offseason throwing hundreds, I'd probably say thousands of passes, getting ready for that moment. The first throw of the new season. He's dreamed about it, thought about it, and now it's out of the way.
1 for 1. A lot more to go. On 1st and 10, it's Hall. And across midfield he goes into Raven territory. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down.
That's a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
After the pickup of 5, here's second and 5. Here's Hall again. 2 yards on the carry there, and it's going to lead him to third down. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. Wilson now to throw on third down. And that's knocked away and incomplete.
Man coverage is certainly a staple of their defense, and it's built for plays like that, forcing that incompletion.
Now the Jets send on Braden Mann to punt. And that is much too long. That's into the end zone for a touchback. At their own 20-yard line. Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at the 20. They'll start on the ground with Dobbins. And he'll go down at the 26 following a gain of 6. 6 yards on that last play. Here's second and 4. Jackson on the give to Dobbins. Look at this. Middle of the field. A breakaway. He's at the 30. 10. 5. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. And with his speed, if he just finds the slightest crease, he can take it the distance like he did there.
How about the leverage up front? offensive line, out leveraging the defensive front to create that space, that crease that he was looking for. And once he hits open field, he's going to be very difficult to catch and corral.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. Braxton Berrios now from his end zone. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. They were forced to punt on their initial drive of the new season. Now they're ready to go as they begin again with a 1st and 10. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. Give him 13 yards on the opening play of the drive and also give him a 1st down.
Well, they came into this game saying it was important that they set the tone and show that they can run the football. And I believe that they've done that here in the 1st quarter.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Off the play fake, here's Wilson. Open man here is Conklin. 2 yards on the pickup there, and that'll bring up 2nd down. Not a big window to throw. Coverage wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow able to muscle his way open and catch the ball.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Wilson throwing the out route incomplete. That's Wilson. And he gets us to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. Good work after the catch. Going to net him 23 and a 1st.
The general manager of the New York Jets continues to make investments in the receiver room in this draft. 10th overall pick. They invested again, this time with Garrett Wilson out of Ohio State. Great speed, outstanding body control, really goes up and snatches the ball out of the air. Everything that you're looking for in a WR1. He gets the 1st down right there.
That flag accepted, and it backs the offense up a little bit. The delay of game backs him up 5, 1st and 15. Here's Wilson. Over the middle, complete. That's more. And they're going to get this to about the 44-yard line. Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Wilson. The quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete.
How about that? Red man coverage and decided to test them early. But they proved up to the task and forced the incompletion.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. To throw again is Wilson. And the Raven pressure too much. Down he goes. They'll try and throw for it with Wilson. And they hit him as he throws, as this one's going to go straight down to the turf. Incomplete. Boy, a real head-scratcher there. And it'll be a turnover on downs. Now a timeout called for by the defense. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 1st quarter. On 1st and 10, it's Dobbins. And he's going to get this one down near the 45-yard line. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
No doubt about it. A really nice job there by the defense, not allowing him to get to the perimeter. But that means your defensive ends, your outside linebackers, the guys that you pay big money to sack the quarterback, they also have to have interest in the running game as well. And they did a nice job there of holding the point of attack and not giving ground.
Play clock down to 5, and they're going to burn a timeout. Just their first in this half. We'll step aside and come right back. Now it's 2nd and 9. So they hit pay dirt, but don't count it yet. There's laundry on the field. We'll see what the penalty flag is about. A costly penalty there. A lineman got downfield, and for the moment, that cost him 6 points. From midfield now, here's Jackson. Oh, looking for Andrews downfield. And he's got it inside the 10. It's a big play there for Baltimore. 45 yards. And worth pointing out, after that last completion, that puts this young quarterback over 10,000 yards passing for his career. And fair to say, he's not done yet.
No doubt about it. He's really just getting started because he's not quite into the prime of his career. So it's likely he's going to hit a few more of these milestones as this career progresses. So let's face it, we'll acknowledge this number and we'll celebrate the milestones down the road.
They'll come out in the pistol. They'll run with Dobbins. And not a whole lot there. He does get a couple, taking it from the 5 down to the 3. So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal. Dobbins once more. And he's not going too far. In fact, stopped dead in his tracks at the 3. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it.
His path became similar to almost running a stretch play, didn't it? Trying to find a crease, anywhere to put his foot in the ground and cut back. It just never materialized.
A big play if you think about it right now in this season opener. It's 3rd and goal. Dobbins. And he'll get him a bit closer as he's down to the 2-yard line. Only a yard there, so it brings up 4th and goal. Defense didn't budge on 3rd down. Now what are we going to see on 4th?
We are soon to find out, but does this feel like old school football or what, right?
Yeah.
This is an old-fashioned goal line stand. I know what I would call on offense. I would go for it. And I want some type of a play where my quarterback has a chance to run it or throw it. I don't just want one static play.
The Ravens going to use the 2nd of their timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside. They're taking a risk here early in the new year. They're going to go for it. Here's Jackson. And this is caught. Touchdown, Baltimore. Kenyon Drake, a 2-yard touchdown grab. And the Ravens' decision to go for it pays off with 6 points. Tucker with the extra point, and it's now 14-0. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive, but at the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work? Get back to basics is usually your answer, and make sure you find the guy who can move the ball fastest for you if you just get it in his hands.
Yeah, still second quarter. You get points on the board here. I think you're feeling okay. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. On 3rd and 1, Wilson. And that is incomplete. Oh, he did everything but hold on to it. But a nice play defensively, and now it brings up 4th down.
Well, obviously searching for their first touchdown this game, partner. And that quick 3 and out, that's not going to achieve that at all. Give victory to the secondary there. They brought out tight coverage on that 3rd down snap.
Here we go. Set.
4th down. Here's Wilson. And this is caught. He hits more. And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45. So not only do they convert on 4th, but they pick up 22 yards in the process. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Now it's Wilson. They'll set up the screen for Hall. And some room to work. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. A huge play there on the screen pass. And even 40 yards.
Yeah, and this is nothing more than a simple screen pass, but he does a really nice job of showing patience and letting his blockers get out in front of him. And he turns it into really nice yardage.
And you can see the distance traveled there after the catch on the next-gen stats. A chance for their first points of the season here as it's 1st and goal. They'll run with Hall. And he's going to get him about 3 yards closer. He's down about the 2. From the 2 now, 2nd and goal. Ball again. Pushing for the end zone, but he's not going to get there. They stop him just shy of the goal line. Ravens going to use their 3rd and final timeout. And with that, they're now out of timeouts. There's still plenty of time remaining here in this 2nd quarter. Well, they held him out on 2nd down, and now here's 3rd and goal. They'll try to run with Hall. He's not going to get there. That won't even be close. It was blown up in the backfield. A 3-yard loss. 4th down now.
How about that stand defensively? The sticks were moving against them. 1st down after 1st down was being piled up. They had driven all the way down the field, and then they ran into a wall on 3rd and goal. Nice job regrouping. Very impressive.
Let's go now, let's go now, let's go now. Charlie.
Alpha. They're going on 4th down. It's Wilson. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. They can't hook up on 4th and goal from the 4, and the Ravens come up big down at their own goal line. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive.
It has been about as perfect of a start to this game as these guys could have asked for, Charles. They've scored on their first 2 drives. They still haven't given anything up on the other side of the ball, so they can already make this a 3-score game here if they can come away with points on this drive.
Yeah, they're almost pushing them to the brink, aren't they, partner? Almost to the point now where it's a loss of words for me, which I know would excite all of our viewers, but you're just not supposed to see that type of dominance so quickly in a game like this. Everything they've done has been working so far. Offense, defense, you name it, it's going well for them.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. They'll go again with Dobbins. And he'll be taken down for a loss back at the 3. Now the Jets going to use the 2nd of their 3 timeouts. That's their 2nd, so they'll have 1 remaining here in this 2nd quarter. We'll be right back. Facing the prospect of a punt from their own end zone, they need some cushion. Let's see what they can do on 3rd down. Throwing is Jackson. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Drake. And he will have a Ravens 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. This offense in midseason form here in the opener. It's 1st and 10. They'll run up the gut with Dobbins. And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6.
Well, on every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown. So a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness now. Hope we'll get to the perimeter later. And let's face it, you could do worse than a 4-yard run on 1st down.
And able to get this across the 20 before going out of bounds. 3 yards is half of what they needed. Now can they get the other 3 here on 3rd down?
They did a really nice job there defensively. They strung the play out, didn't give them a cutback lane. On each play, you have guys what I call our BCR players. Guys are responsible for the bootleg, for the cutback, and for the reverse. They played that one perfectly.
And rode him right out of bounds. Jackson looking to throw on 3rd. That's caught. It's DeMarcus Robinson. And he will have a Ravens 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. On 1st down, Drake. And not much doing. He'll get this only up to about the 36. Just a yard on the 1st down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Now it's Jackson. Trying to set up the screen, and it's intercepted. LaMarcus Joyner with a pick. And he brings this one back. It's a pick six and a Jet touchdown.
So what a play there in the final minute of this first half. They get the interception. More importantly, their first points of the ball game.
Yeah, and that one play certainly changes the outlook, doesn't it? I mean, they're looking at going into the locker room. No points on the board. Not playing well defensively. Deflated. And now, things may have changed for them.
Duvernay now going to bring it out. And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive.
And with a 14-7 lead, they might just be happy to take this thing on into the tunnel. And they'll run the option to start the drive.
And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run. Only a yard on the keeper, and it'll be second down. So we've reached halftime here on opening weekend. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. We'll see if week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half.
Duvernay now going to bring it out. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive.
And they've got the lead, CD. What do you expect from them in the second half?
Well, I like what they were able to do on the ground in the first half because they had a lot of success running the ball, and I certainly think we'll see more of that. But I'd keep an eye on that defense, and I think their coaches up in the box will do the exact same thing. If they start to see 1 or 2 guys start to creep towards the line of scrimmage, that'll be license to take some shots downfield.
Now Dobbins again on second down.
And he'll be upended at the 33 following a gain of 3. And guess what? It brings up third down. Pretty good job defensively. Thought he was going to get it, but they knew where that marker was, and they stopped him just short of it.
What it does is emphasize that strategic football and situational football is not just played on the offensive side, is it? Defense understanding, as you noted, where the first down marker was and making sure they didn't get there.
They'll try to run for it with Dobbins. And that one going nowhere from the start as he's met in the backfield and goes backwards. Not at all what they envisioned on third down, 3 yards in the wrong direction.
And plays like that are exactly what this defense needs here early in the second half to give it a little spark. I think their halftime adjustments, what they talked about, maybe it's just a little inspirational speech. Who knows? But it looks like they're ready to go.
No, we change it. Hey, report.
They'll try and throw for it with Jackson. He's going to have his running back. It's complete.
And he is going to have a Ravens first down as they manage to convert, and that'll keep the drive alive.
Both sides were holding their breath there on that fourth down play, and the offense can breathe a sigh of relief.
And both knew exactly where the first down markers were. You know the defense is trying to guard those sticks and try and keep people in front. But somehow, some way, those guys found a way to pick it up.
A give, Dobbins trying the right side. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
So where'd all that running room that he had in the first half go? Because it looks like it's drying up a little bit here. Someone made some adjustments, it appears, at least on this drive.
So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on 2nd down and 11. Quick throw knocked away and incomplete.
Partner, for once in my life, I'll be succinct. In a one-possession game, every single stop like that could be a difference maker.
Seventh play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down. Now it's Jackson. He'll get this complete to Kadarius Toney. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. First catch of the new season for him, and he picks up the first.
Whenever we talk about moving the sticks and controlling the football, there's a great example right there. Those are the 3rd downs you need to convert to win football games. We're in the 3rd quarter of this one, and this is a tight one. In order to maintain pace, keep the ball away from the other team, and put points on the board, those are the plays they need to continue to convert.
They go back to the ground with Dobbins. And they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. Now, this has been a good march down the field, but now they're stuck looking at a 2nd and 14. They go play action with Jackson. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Getting the sack, the 227-pound linebacker, Quan Alexander. Lamar Jackson, for all the talents of escaping pressure that he possesses, he was helpless to do much of anything there. He had no chance.
Yeah, that's one where you turn to your lineman and say, guys, can I get a little help here? And you have to ask politely because, remember, they're blocking for you the entire game. But as a quarterback, you've also got to have the clock running in your head when you need to get rid of the football. But this time, he had no chance. They were on him instantly.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And that's caught inside the 30. And that's going to be another first down as the tackle made at the Jets' 27-yard line. A real letdown defensively. That was 3rd and a bundle, but they allow the conversion. So in Jet territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 27. A give up the middle to Dobbins. And this time they were waiting for him as he'll be knocked down before he can get back to the line of scrimmage. That play unable to get started thanks to the defense of Quan Alexander.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
A rare misstep on that last play because the drive has been strong, but now it's 2nd and 12. Another run here with Dobbins. And he'll take this down just shy of the 25-yard line. It's a gain of maybe 3, but it's going to leave him with still about 8 or 9 to go on 3rd down.
Well, that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive. And once again, they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short gain.
They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first. third down. Jackson. Nothing open downfield. He keeps it himself for 11 and a first down.
And Brandon, this is the time of the game when Jackson could really take over. He's got the defense's legs a little bit tired. He's got them on the run.
Yeah, this defense looks gassed, and you're exactly right. Second half with the lead, this is when Lamar Jackson seems to thrive. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. A handoff running left is Dobbins.
And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. No gain on the play. It'll be second down.
They've called his number a lot this afternoon. You wonder how much tread is left on those tires.
We certainly do, but I always think back to one of my favorite coaches in the NFL, and he used to have a meeting with his running backs every year in the offseason and say, look, as many times as you're going to carry the ball, you should be able to carry it one more time, so make sure you get in shape.
Now Dobbins again on second down.
They stopped after only a yard, taking it down to the 14.
Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
We are through 3 quarters here on NFL Kickoff Weekend. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. The Ravens on third down. They've been very good, 5 for 7 thus far. This is 3rd and 9.
Dobbins running out of the gun.
And he'll be taken down at the 2-yard line. So 1st and goal, 6 points here would go a long way toward wrapping this one up.
They'll try to run with Dobbins.
And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on 1st down.
Well, that was one of the few times they've been able to contain him thus far. He's over 100 yards for the game, but he lost a bit off his total on that carry.
Two of their 3 red zone trips so far they've come up empty on. They'll look to reverse that trend on 2nd and goal. A handoff out of the pistol. It's Drake. And he gets him a little bit closer. He takes it from the 6 inside the 5 to the 4. 2 straight shots on the ground. Now on 3rd, do you go to the air?
I think the possibility exists, and if you're doing it, you're probably going play action since you ran it twice. But I often think that 2nd down is the time you go play action and throw the ball. I say commit to the run and think about it being 4-down territory.
A lot of tired bodies on that field, but this is a big play, 3rd and goal.
They'll try to run with Dobbins.
And he'll keep working toward that end zone as he's down to about the 2-yard line. Only a yard that time, so now a decision to be made here on 4th and goal.
This is a long drive offensively. Wouldn't you hate to end this with just 3 points?
Doesn't it feel like during a ball game you have certain narratives going on and there's certain drives that seem to take on just a bit more importance than others? This feels like one of those, doesn't it? To me, 3 points here, a major letdown. This is the time to go and put 6 on the board.
So here comes Justin Tucker in a big spot. This to make it a 2-score game. Tucker's kick is good, and they will move up by 10 now, 17-7.
So that's, CD, an important one here in the 4th quarter.
And that importance cannot be overstated. All eyes on both sidelines were staring that one down all the way. The significance is that they made it a two-score game. Still lots of time left to go, but likely that was their goal at the start of the drive. Get 3 points, make it a two-score game, and they were able to get it done.
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. And the complexion of this one has changed a fair amount. That last field goal made it a two-score game, so they need to get points out of this drive relatively quickly. Now he's going to swing this one out to his running back. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Wilson. He finds Corey Davis. From the 44, Wilson. He's got the connection to Moore. And they'll get this down to around the 47-yard line. So in Raven territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 47. Wilson will throw again. And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked down and incomplete.
And not a common sight, at least on this drive. A momentary setback, though, for this passing game that has been moving well this series. Good thing for them, though. Still 2 more downs to connect and try and pick up another 1st down.
Play action. Now Wilson. This pass out wide to Hall. Yeah, he will go out right near the 35-yard line. The Jet passing game in rhythm. They've got another 1st. Clock management definitely critical here if they want to get back in this game.
Absolutely agreed. They have to up the tempo in this case, down a couple of scores. Want to make sure they have a chance to win this ball game.
They'll throw on 1st down with Wilson. And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down.
It's been clear in this matchup which side has been the more physical one. It's been this defense. And here's another example on that last play.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 35. Again, Wilson. Over the middle, complete. That's Wilson. And he'll be taken down here just shy of the 30. On 3rd down, Wilson. That's going to be caught. And he's in. Touchdown, Jets. Corey Davis, 31 yards. And the Jets have made it a 1-score game again here in the 4th. Well, there you go, Charles. His 1st touchdown pass in the new season.
Well, let's just go back to his rookie year because he's able to get his feet wet, right? Get a little bit of experience. Now I think here in year 2, the game will slow down for him, and we'll see his true talents come out.
Now after the touchdown, it's Zerline. He'll kick it away. No run back here for Duvernay. Touchback out to the 25. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. After the touchdown we just saw, we have a brand new ball game. And now look at the situation. You've got plenty of time on the clock. Defensively, they have 3 timeouts. So do you run the football here or do you throw it?
I think you have that full conversation with your offensive unit, and you tell them, here's the situation. They've got all their timeouts, so we are not going to play this conservatively. We've got to attack them. We've got to make them use those gain the ground that we need in order to put this game away. If you think we're just going to run it 3 times and punt it, you've got another thing coming.
Yeah, and by the way, also the 2-minute warning in play, so essentially 4 timeouts left.
They have to be aggressive here.
An ideal spot here to get a first down and try to run some more clock, and this is second and less than a yard. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. They'll say no gain on the play, so it was looking good, but nothing there, and now it's 3rd down and inches. 3 points separating these two sides with 2 minutes left to go in the 4th. This is a big 3rd down, and you'd have to think we'd see a timeout right away if they can't stop him here. Jackson's going to try the sneak, and he is going to have the first down, and that is going to suck the life right out of this crowd. It's a gain of a yard, and it's good enough for a Baltimore first down.
But they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
Just week 1, but already plenty of intrigue with the games going on, and this one no different as we come up on a 1st and 10. Jackson on the give to Dobbins. They're going to snuff this play out behind the line. We have not seen that much today. The Jets are going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. Dobbins running right. And again, the run defense stout this time. He maybe gets back to the line of scrimmage, but no more. Maybe a gain of a yard that time, but yeah, from the spot, actually no gain. So 3rd and long. See what they have drawn up here a little bit behind the line. 12 yards needed to gain a first down. On 3rd down, Drake. And getting this just shy of midfield. They'll spot it at the 49. 16 yards on that one and a Raven first.
I have to chuckle to myself a little bit, Brandon, because right now I could be in that huddle with that offensive line. I know exactly what they're saying. If you call a pass play here, we're going to call a timeout. Run the football. We've got control of this thing. Get in behind us and let's go.
Their time to shine. On 1st and 10, it's Dobbins. And he'll take it across midfield down into Jet territory. Give him 3 on 1st down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. They'll go again with Dobbins. I guess the simple question, why not just take a knee there?
I don't understand either why you would take any sort of a chance. We've seen it happen in the game of football. Doesn't matter whether you've watched high school, college, or the NFL. Some people get a little greedy, try to get that extra running play in, and it can backfire on them.
They'll break the huddle and come up on the 9th play of this drive, needing 5 yards on 3rd down. Dobbins trying the left side. And this will not be enough. On 3rd and 5, he only gets 3. Call it a gain of 3, and it'll bring up 4th down. They'll run. It's Drake. And he's not going to get the first. I don't even think he made it back to the line of scrimmage. Well, CD, always a little extra excitement for Week 1, and one of our early window games here in Week 1 on a Sunday comes to a close. Good to be back in the booth with you, my friend.
And it's good to be back in the booth with you as well. And we know that not everyone's going to start the season 1-0, right? Half the league is going to have a loss on their record, but everyone's going to have to build off of that opener. And how many coaches tell us every single year, you make your most progress between Week 1 and Week 2. We'll see how both of these teams progress the rest of this season.
So for the Ravens, it wasn't always pretty, but they do eke out the Week 1 victory here by a field goal. And they'll return home next week to take on the Miami Dolphins.
Those in the silver-haired community would say it's a great day for golf, and it is, don't get me wrong, but we say it's a great day for football, and the roof is wide open here in Glendale at State Farm Stadium. Today, it's a Week 9 matchup set to go here between the Seattle Seahawks and the Arizona Cardinals. The first 2 months of the regular season down. What will the final two bring us as we're off in Week 9? Wishing he had a mulligan. That's not how you want to start the game.
Not at all, because not only do you give up the penalty and good field position, but it just kills the momentum of your team as you start a game.
They'll fake it to counter. Now Murray. Trying to force it to Hopkins, and it's intercepted. And the Seahawks are going to get possession here as they force the opening drive turnover. Well, it's no secret he's had trouble this year with interceptions, and this is a bad start for him. First drive, throwing another pick.
No matter who's broadcasting his game, that's how the conversation begins. Throwing too many interceptions. Can he take care of the football? If I were his backup, I'd be edging towards the coaches and saying, hey, how about giving me an opportunity?
That's a great defender. Everson Griffin making a great defensive play there for a loss. Here's Rashad Penny, first carry for the former San Diego State Aztec. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to third down. Locke going to try and throw on third down. All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Buda Baker with a pick. And the Cards are going to have great field position here as this is returned just shy of midfield. If you combine last week and this week, he's got a hat trick going because he had 2 interceptions a week ago.
He's seeing the ball so well and understanding where receivers are and positioning. I mean, just watching him work with such great technique and paying it off by actually catching the ball when he has a chance.
Oh, Connor loses it. And the possession is theirs at their own 43-yard line. And they put it on the ground here on the second drive. And, of course, Charles, that follows drive number 1 where they had the INT.
Makes you wonder what's going on with this team because a lot of times we can attribute it to nerves, but maybe it's a lack of focus. Maybe it's the preparation for the game. Maybe they just came into a little lackadaisical because that's just not looking good at all. That's just not the football that we came here to see.
So second down, still 10 yards to go. Ball on the 43. Play action. Now it's Locke. A quick throw there going to be batted away and incomplete.
Well, so far in this drive, they've done some good work. They force incompletions on first and second down, bring up 3rd and 10. That brings up the big question. Do they bring pressure or do they play coverage on this down?
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Throwing now is Locke. Oh, that's into a sea of bodies, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the safety, Jarquiski Tart. And he'll get this back to the 32-yard line.
Well, it doesn't take a whole lot of investigation to figure out why they're still sitting at 0 on the scoreboard because their quarterback's got to wake up and start reading defense a heck of a lot better after throwing his second interception.
After the turnover, here's Murray. And complete to Zach Ertz. And he'll be marked down right at the 20-yard line. Play fake. Murray. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Connor. And he'll be marked down right at the 15-yard line. On second down, Connor looking for space. And the Cardinals are going to have a first and goal as he's able to take this inside the 10 to the 8. Charles, they won last week despite him not running the ball well. They told us need to get him going. Runs like that help.
And they talked to us about leaning on him because, as you noted, last week they didn't have to. Still won the ball game. They leaned on other people to give them the yardage that they needed, but they really want him to be that guy, and that's what they're doing early in this game.
Now that sends them 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to second down. Murray going to throw. It's complete to Brown, right side. And they're into the end zone, but it's not verified yet. Hold on, there is a flag down. Justin Pugh, the left guard that time with a flag. A crucial penalty there as the hold backs him up for another second and goal. Murray now to throw. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked off by Quandre Diggs. And the Seahawks force the turnover. They'll take over at the 10.
That's a beautiful read there by the safety. Zone coverage, so he's just going to sit back and watch. He knows he can't get beat deep because he has the end line to protect him. So he can react to everything in front of him, and he makes a great break on the football and comes down with the interception.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And Luck throws another one. It's intercepted. Picked up by the linebacker, Joe Schobert. And they will have the football deep in enemy territory all the way at the 10-yard line. So not quite a first and goal. It's first and 10 from the 10. Murray a give. This is Connor. And he'll find his way down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. The last run got a couple. Here's second and 8. Again, it's Connor. And only about a yard there as he takes it from the 9 to the 8.
Back-to-back runs, I'd say that encompassed maximum effort for minimal gain.
Minimal yardage, and now they're going to need something more than minimal on this play coming up. In danger of squandering their great field position as they come up on a 3rd and 7. Got a man. It's Brown. And he's going to be taken down here still a couple yards short of the first. They're going to run. Here's Connor. And he will get into the end zone. Touchdown, Arizona. James Conner, his 8th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Cardinals take the early turnover and convert it into an opening touchdown. Prater for the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. After the touchdown, out is Prater to kick. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. But for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive because remember last time out they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back, but make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
On 2nd and 9, Locke. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked by Trayvon Mullen. Well, CD, you know, when you mentioned earlier about spreading the ball around in this game, I don't think you mentioned the guys in the other uniform. With 4 interceptions here in the first half, and several different guys have picked him off.
Yeah, instead of analyzing what's going wrong with him, throwing the football, while we look at the defense, they came in prepared. Had excellent game plan, well scouted, and they're taking it away at almost every turn.
The throw right side is complete here on the first play of the drive. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. Now Murray. He'll get this to Connor underneath. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. So 8 yards on the completion there, and they'll be left with 2nd and a couple.
Defensively, they came into the game with the understanding they're going to have to slow him down on passes just like this because he was over 100 yards receiving a week ago. And you know they want to get him involved here as well.
And he'll take this one in for the Arizona touchdown. Darrell Williams, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Cardinals are off to a 13-0 first quarter lead. Extra point good by Prater. And that'll make the score 14-0. After the touchdown, out is Prater to kick. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a 1st down now. Block now to throw. They'll get this out wide to Penny. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. On 2nd down, here's Penny. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a 1st down. Now remember, these two teams met in Glendale earlier in the season with the Cards coming out on top. So a win here in Arizona would give them the season sweep. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. They fake the handoff, now Locke. Throw out wide to Walker. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 11 yards there and a 1st down for Seattle.
You can almost hear the sigh of relief coming from their sideline and from their point on the field because this has been a tough start for them thus far. A much-needed 1st down there. They needed something good to happen. Plays like that will continue to help them dig out of this hole.
On play action, Locke steps away to his left. And that will be incomplete. They couldn't hook up on what's going to be the final play of this first quarter. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. On 2nd down, it's Walker. And he's got room. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. It's a gain of 15, 1st down Seahawks. Block off a play action. And he'll throw this one away. I don't think he's out of the pocket. No, here comes the flag.
Yeah, he hadn't gotten far enough away from the pocket to throw that football away, and that draws the flag.
Yeah, the old tackle box, right? Get outside of each tackle, and then you can go ahead and throw it away, and you're in good shape. But if you're back there in the pocket, you got to make sure of what you're doing.
They lose the yardage, and, of course, they also lose the down on the grounding call, and it's quickly 2nd and long.
Sticking with Walker on 2nd down.
He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
7th play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down. Here's Locke to throw. And now here is another interception. Buda Baker with a pick.
Well, there's two sides to this coin. I mean, on one side, 5 interceptions now thrown for him. That's tough. But, man, this defense, they have been ball hawking and impressive. But, Charles, let's flip it back over. If you're coaching a quarterback that's struggling this much at this stage of the game, do you maybe try to get him out?
I would think about it, and I think about it awfully hard, but also you might want to look into his eyes, see what he has. He might be one of those players that you don't want to affect his confidence by actually pulling him out of the game. So you have to know your player, you have to know the situation.
Towards the end zone for Brown. And it'll be intercepted. Picked off by Sidney Jones. And the Seahawks are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line. So really the first speed bump that this offense has encountered. They'd had the rule of the roost here in this first half, but now slowed up just a bit by the interception.
And there's a chance that that's a wake-up call for them, because you don't want to go on autopilot too early. That team on defense is capable of making some plays similar to the one they made right there.
A run there on first down, and a pretty good one of 5 yards, so make it 2nd and 5.
Well, they did throw interceptions on their last 2 drives, so no surprise at all they decided to start it with a running play. I'm actually a little bit surprised, though, that they got as much out of it as they did.
Yeah, decent little gain. Puts them in a pretty good spot for 2nd down. Leaves it for Petty. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here.
And I like the idea here. Get the ball in his hands, even if it's in the passing game. 3 catches a week ago, and he does a nice job here to pick up yardage.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Now Locke. He completes this to Walker. And he'll have a gain of 3 to the 33. From the gun, it's Walker. And still about 3 yards shy of a first as the 4-yard pickup brings it to 3rd down.
Well, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
From the gun on 3rd down, Locke. Bind, and time finally runs out. He can't get rid of the football, and he's taken down. Linval Joseph gets in there to drop him for a loss of 13 yards, and it's also 4th down now. And here's Dixon to punt now as he gets this one away. And the punt over the side in the air, and the spot will be inside the 35. Arizona's offense at the line, ready to get their drive started. Just the one misstep for them in the first half of the season. 7-1 is the record at the midway point. And in terms of whatever power rankings you want to go by, they're at or near the top of the list in terms of best teams in the National Football League.
And for me, in my little bit of rankings here, I've got them at the top. I know there's still 2 months to go, and we've seen teams get off to hot starts and then fade away due to injuries or the schedule or whatever. But unless there are a rash of injuries on this team, I'd be surprised if they aren't a 1st or a 2nd seed come playoff time.
Murray's throw here complete into the hands of Ertz. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. It's a gain of 35.
There's no doubt in my mind that not many guys in this league have had the impact that he's had here in the first half of the season. He's been a big play guy from the word go and continues to be one with another one right there.
Meanwhile, Murray's throw here into the hands of Moore. And he'll be brought down at about the 23-yard line. The Cardinals at 7-1 now on the year. And they have certainly got it rolling as of late. Winners of 6 in a row.
And I think this is where, as a head coach, you show your team some trust. Instead of just talking about winning, the very next game, you point out to them, we're on a nice run here. And if we keep doing this, we'll be playing at home in the postseason. And we know that that could ride us all the way to the Super Bowl if we get that done.
First down, Murray. He rifles complete, caught by Moore. And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1. Here's first and goal, and gosh, points here. A chance maybe to put this thing away before halftime. And this will result in him losing yardage. Back to the 3. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down. Again, it'll be Connor. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Arizona. James Conner with touchdown number 2 in the game, and now 11 on the year. And the Cardinals will extend their lead in the final minute of the half. Prater for the extra point, and it's now 21-0. After the touchdown, out is Prater to kick. Here's Tariq Woolen bringing it out of his end zone. And ultimately, he stopped right where he would have been if he had simply gone down to a knee at the 25. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. I don't think they need to be reminded of the situation here. I mean, the clock is dwindling. 3-score deficit waiting for them at halftime unless they can get something on the board here before intermission. Everson Griffin on the sack, taken to the 4th round back in 2010. What a steal. Throwing on second and long. Locke. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Trayvon Mullen.
Well, Charles, so close to halftime there. You throw the interception. Not only that, you do give it to them in plus territory as well.
Yeah, they were pushing real hard to try and get something more on the board on their side of the ledger right before the half. Looking at it with 20/20 hindsight, though, might have been better to hand it off a few times, hoping to get something to break instead of putting the ball in the air and, of course, putting the ball in jeopardy.
Now a throw to the end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. A final shot before half from Murray. Going deep for Hopkins. And now here is another interception. Tariq Woolen picks it. There he goes right side. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. Wow, so wipe out the INT roughing the passer. What a disaster.
An absolute disaster, and you hope their lockers are not right next to each other for the postgame. Safe to say one is not buying the other down.
Prater's kick is good. So we reach halftime here in Glendale with the Cardinals on top. As we send you on out to our studios in Orlando, here's Jonathan Coachman at REA Sports Halftime Report. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gordon, set and ready to rock for the third quarter. The Seahawks trailing, but they will have possession first here as we resume action in the third quarter. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense.
We'll see, Charles, if they had a chance to hit the reset button at halftime. They have not scored. They're facing this big deficit. And if they're going to come back, it's going to have to start right now.
Yeah, and for them, it's not dwelling in the negative because, yes, they were totally ineffective in the first half. But we've seen many games that have flipped around in the second half. It all starts with this drive right here. They get something good going, put some points on the board, they begin to have hope.
And the catch is made here by Tyler Lockett. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Walker now on 1st and 10. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
That ground game contained again there, Charles, and that's really a big reason that they're trailing right now.
And give a lot of credit to that defensive front. That's exactly what they worked for all week, to try and take away the run game, make them one-dimensional. In the battle of game plans, theirs has been superior.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Locke. No escape for Locke, and he'll go down. Linval Joseph able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon. A lot of ground to cover here for Locke and the Seahawks. 3rd and long after that sack. Back to throw. Locke. Eluding the pressure right. And that's caught inside the 35. And he's going to be marked down just inside the 35. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Inside handoff, Penny. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
A rare misstep on that last play because the drive has been strong, but now it's 2nd and 12. Here's Locke. Dancing to his left. And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's 3rd down.
I'm sure it was a tough halftime trying to figure out some strategy to get things going. Trailing by a lot when they went into the locker room. He's just trying every avenue to spark his team here to begin the 3rd quarter. Not a lot going on that play, though.
Locke going to throw. He hits his target, Lockett. And they move this all the way down to the 9. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
And this is an offense in need of getting a few good things to happen. Here's one right here. They've had their share of struggles in key moments, but that's a nice throw and nice work after the throw. And they're set up now with a 1st and goal.
Here's Walker. And running room hard to come by here. He gets it down to the 8. Here's 2nd and goal, operating from the 8-yard line. Again, Walker. They'll get this halfway home from the 8 to the 4 on a gain of 4. Another modest gain there on that one, and I think, Charles, you can probably pin part of the deficit on a failure on their part to really get this ground game established.
Yeah, and they've really struggled to be multidimensional in this one, haven't they, partner, because they have to be extremely one-dimensional now if they hope to get back into this game. They'll have to do it by throwing the football and hope to have success through the air.
Locke now on 3rd and goal. And he'll just throw this one over in the way of the security crew. Incomplete here.
The goal is certainly to try and make a big play happen and climb back into this game, but you have to be careful. If you overdo it, you could turn it over and hurt your team.
They'll go for it. It's Locke. And my goodness, another interception. And the Cardinals are going to get the ball back on the turnover. They hold on 4th and goal.
Well, I think everyone who's watching was certainly hoping to see things get a little bit better for them in this half, weren't we? But it was a downright miserable first half that's carried over with an interception to begin the second half. That's a defeated offense right there, and there's still a lot of game left. I don't think that's the last turnover we're going to see today, partner.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete.
I like the fact that he took the shot deep downfield. Even if you don't get the catch, Maybe you get a defensive penalty and pick up the yardage that way.
Phoenix, Arizona's the spot. Glad to have you along for the ride. Third quarter action and a 2nd and 10 upcoming. Here's Murray back near his goal line. He's going deep for Brown. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. The 20. Touchdown, Cardinals. Marquise Brown, 96 yards. And the Cardinals are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Oh, how about this? No good. Just his 2nd miss of the year. And our score will stay right where it is. Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. As this offense takes the field against CD, remember last drive they were moving the football, but then they threw that costly interception, so we'll see if they can right the ship. And he hit, and the ball is jarred free.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. Open man, that's Noah Fant, the tight end.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication, and as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
It's another first down for Seattle. They're stringing some good plays together in the passing game.
Well, maybe this offense has learned something from watching their counterparts work. I'm wondering if their coaching staff said, let's do what they've been doing the entire game, because that's worked well. This offense, they have not looked particularly good all game long. But a nice throw there for a good gain and a first down.
He'll find Metcalf. And they'll get this down to the 42-yard line. Well, still in the third quarter here. Now, you look at the scoreboard, that deficit probably a little too much to overcome, but completions like that may be something to build on for future weeks.
Yeah, it's all about ending things on a strong note here, isn't it? Because
now Locke, he lost the football. It's out, and the Cardinals have got it going the other way. And he's able to get it back here to the 43-yard line.
That feels like an accumulation of the pressure we've seen all game. I mean, he's been on the turf a whole lot because of sacks. Eventually, something else happens as well, and this time it was a turnover.
Yeah, caught up to him. On 1st and 10 is counter. They find some open field here. And he's out of bounds, but not before a big pickup that time on what's going to wind up being the final play of the third quarter. It'll be 1st and goal when we come back. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Big Ace open, Big Ace open. Let's go.
Play fake. Murray. Fighting for the end zone. He lost the football. It's out. And the Seahawks have picked it up. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. And so much success running the ball on this drive. You get down there, you're knocking on the door. You go to throw it in disaster.
Sometimes you outguess yourself, because I think a lot of times they expect so much pressure from the defense in that situation that you want to throw the football. And instead,
cause a fumble.
Cause a fumble. You look back at the drive in its entirety and you think running the ball might have been the way to go.
And now here's another interception. And he'll be brought down around the 7-yard line.
Well, they've got the huge lead. Now they have another interception on the defensive side. Seems like everything they touch in this one, Charles, turns to gold.
And they have to be awfully happy right there to get what appears to be one more for the road and help seal away one of their best efforts of the season.
And he is going to lose yardage here.
That one is blown up by Jordan Brooks, the linebacker.
So they get pushed back to the 11, and here's 2nd and goal. They stay on the ground. Here's Connor again. And he'll take this one inside the 10, down to the 8.
Now they'd really like to make the short field pay off. We'll see if they can, but this is 3rd and goal.
They'll try to surge ahead with Connor. Call it no gain on the play, so no help there. And now 4th and goal.
Well, if this defense can hold them to a field goal here, what a win that would be.
Not just a win on the possession, but psychologically take over the ball game. This started with 1st and goal, so they were in 4-down territory right from the beginning. I say you finish it off and go for the touchdown.
Well, ultimately not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3 and they pad that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so. And maybe you've actually clicked him off in your headset so you can keep calling plays and trying to add to this lead.
And this one will be a touchback. Woolen chooses not to return it.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense.
It's now appearing that this losing streak is going to continue. You know, the coaching staff was confident that this was going to be the game to stem the tide, but that just has not been the case.
Forced out to his left. And my goodness, another interception.
Isaiah Simmons picking it off.
CD, this defense, man, at this rate, they're just having fun out there right now.
And normally with this type of a lead, if you're a starter on defense, you're saying, hey, let the other guys play. But with this going on, no one wants to come out of the game. They all want their shot at picking off a pass.
Out to his left. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Connor.
And he'll be taken down at about the 22-yard line.
Tell you what, partner, the way he's been slinging it in this one, I think he should be ticketed for a baseball cap and a set of headphones for the next drive. He's been absolutely sensational. But one thing we've both learned about quarterbacks in this league, they often stay on the field longer than you expect.
2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
With his size, he's a tough man to bring down, but they do a nice job there stopping his progress and not allowing him to get back to the line of scrimmage.
Green. Let's go.
They stay on the ground. This time it's Williams. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. They'll try and run. This is Williams. And he's brought down right at the 5-yard line. Give him 2 on the play.
Not a whole lot there on 1st and goal, and that's what you're looking for defensively. You'll certainly live with giving up just a yard or 2 in this situation.
Connor up the middle. Give him right around 4 on the carry. We'll see if they want to keep pounding here on 3rd and goal.
That didn't just feel like good defense there. That felt like pride, didn't it? He's already gotten into the end zone twice, trying to get there for a 3rd time. No one likes to have the hat trick against them.
Well, what a stand this would be if they can get the stop here. 3rd and goal. Williams is in. Touchdown, Arizona. When coaches come into a game preaching total team effort, CD, I think this is the type of ball game that they're dreaming of. It was pretty apparent early on that they were clicking in all 3 phases. It's been fun to watch.
Yeah, sometimes in the NFL you end up with matchups like we've been watching here. And when you go back to the early drives, you can just see that one squad was on a different level in this game. Safe to say, we have been disappointed in watching their execution throughout this contest.
After the touchdown, out is Prater to kick.
Woolen will return it from the end zone. And he'll be dropped at the 21-yard line. So bringing it out of the end zone proves not a good decision. Loses him about 4 yards. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. We certainly had a sense coming in here that these guys were in for a tough one on the road. That has been how this ball game has played out. They trail big.
And now here's another interception. Picked off by Byron Murphy. And they'll start out with great field position at the 47-yard line in enemy territory.
Yet another mistake after the interception there. Gosh, you look up at the scoreboard. They just got to be thinking this one cannot get over fast enough.
It certainly can't. And also what happens when you get this big of a deficit, you're supposed to make all the right throws, right? You're supposed to try and obviously get the ball to your own guys. But being down this big, you also take even more chances. And in this situation, that hasn't paid off for them at all.
On the other sideline, jubilation and laughter.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box.
Williams loses the football, and the Seahawks have picked it up. And his crew will take over at their own 45-yard line.
You remember in preseason when we go to the different training camps and visiting teams, and we always would see the running backs working out and going through those gauntlet drills, and, you know, guys either slapping at the ball or the machines. You got to learn to take care of it.
Yeah, they lost it there. Big fumble. On first down, they look downfield, and it's complete. And he's going to be marked down just outside the 10.
At this stage, there's nothing left to do but to keep firing. And if you're a play caller, you may go off your sheet and use some things maybe you hadn't planned to in this game. Maybe that was one of them there that worked.
So it's Seahawk football as we march toward a conclusion. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. On 1st and 10, here's Locke. Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
Up the middle they run. It's Walker. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, and now 3rd and 12.
I think this offense, specifically this running game, they're going to have to find a way to turn the page because they haven't found a way to run it effectively thus far, and it's cost them.
And this is caught. Well, they get one back, picking up the late touchdown here, but still down big. So they will get on the scoreboard here. Give them credit for that. Too little, too late, but no 0. Oh, you're going slow clap on me.
Not very nice, is it?
No, but they haven't been very nice on offense. It's been a struggle. Only had a couple of yards to gain there on the 2-point conversion, and they were able to do it.
And how many teams shy away from running the football in the 2-point conversion? They treat 2 yards as if it were 20. If you're a good team running the ball, go to your strength. Go ahead and push it into the end zone.
Yeah, they did. It worked.
And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21. Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. And this crowd has certainly liked what they've seen. Their guys fully expected to win this one coming in, and they have not disappointed as they've got the big lead here in the 4th.
Murray's going to look to throw this thing. He's going to look deep for more. And got his man complete. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly as that lead just swells and swells. Look, this has been dominance in all 3 phases, offense, defense, and special teams.
So don't we have to give a lot of credit, not just to what we've seen today, But the preparation in advance, coaching staff, commitment by the players to the game plan, and being ready to go in this one, you're exactly right. Clean sweep. And, boy, they're going to celebrate this one after it's over.
And on the other side, this is the game film you just flush and never go back and review. And he's probably realizing he should have stayed in the end zone as he can only muster a return to the 14-yard line.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
And they work this well upfield across the 45. That goes for a gain of 31. Defensively, I know they have the comfortable lead here in the fourth, but they do not want to give up big plays like that.
They want to finish strong. So oftentimes in this situation, you tighten up underneath in your coverage, and you bring your safeties back. They can pick up anything that leaks through. But in the meantime, upfield, you're making plays on the football.
Now, this was a blowout supported by both sides of the ball today, Charles. It would be easy to look at the offense and say, man, they were clicking, and they were, but don't forget about the effort by this defense as well.
Yeah, they weren't going to let up just because the lead was saved. They wanted to play as big a part in this game as their offense did in making this blowout. They needed to be noticed as well, and they played accordingly.
So for the Cards, they're setting themselves up as a major contender as they move to 8-1 now on the year. And they will hit the road next week to take on the Los Angeles Rams. Meanwhile, for Seattle, the turnaround hasn't materialized as they fall to 2-7. And they'll try to get back on the beam next week as they'll head to Tampa to take on the Bucs.